Good morning, everybody. Today is February 1st, 2021. I'm Mr. Sheridan. This is Zoology for the day. Hope you're all having a great day. I hope you had a very restful weekend and getting right back into it for our instructional video for today. For those of you who didn't see the email or haven't heard this, I do want to throw it out there that there was an email that went out from our superintendent, Mrs. Hodson, that we are actually getting ready to start going back to in-person 5 days a week, all day, every day school in 2 weeks. So starting the day after President's Day, so we have that 3-day weekend coming up in a couple of weeks. So starting right after that, that Tuesday will be our first all day, every day, in-person, live, real school kind of stuff. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm excited about it. I am looking forward to meeting a lot of you for the first time. So that will be great. I'm looking forward to having high schoolers in my class for the first time and kind of dreading it at the same time. I'm sure you can imagine why. And it's going to be great. So I'm looking forward to it. We'll talk more about that as we get closer. But for today, we're going to continue with our career readiness track for those of you who are not doing leadership contests. And I want to share with you what it is that we are going to be working on today. All right, so in your Google Classrooms, you'll see that there is a new assignment called Create a Resume Rough Draft. So what I would like for all of you to do, and you can look through the instructions that are posted in this separate document here. You're going to create a one-page resume using the tips and tricks that we talked about on Friday in that instructional video. If you weren't in class on Friday, if you didn't see that presentation, if you've never seen it, you need to go back and watch that instructional video and listen to me yammer on for a little while about resumes. If you would rather, that presentation is posted in your in Google Classroom under your assignment on Friday, or it was posted on Friday. It's also posted along with this assignment that so that you can go back and reference that if you would like. So what I want you to do is pick one of the 6 jobs that you did when you were researching things on agexplorer.com. You're going to pick one of those, whichever one's your favorite. It's totally fine, but you need to write a resume aimed at getting that job. So you're going to put your actual information down. You may not be qualified for that job right now, and that's fine, but you're going to write your resume anyway, and you're going to write a career objective that is focused on getting that job. So you're going to write, and eventually we're going to write a cover letter, and we'll do some sort of a mock interview. I'm not sure exactly how that's going to work yet, but we're going to do some things centered around applying for that job. And the first thing that we need to do is to create a resume. So you need to create a one-page resume aimed at applying for one of the 6 jobs that you found at agexplorer.com. It needs to include all of these things. Okay. You also need to include 3 non-relative references, which means that you need to include their phone number, which means that you need to tell them that you are going to list them as a reference, meaning that you need to actually talk to these people and make sure that they understand that you are listing their phone number. Okay, this is exactly what you would do if you were actually doing this. You need to tell your references that you are listing them as a reference. That means that you could include a teacher, you could include an employer, you could include a coach, you could include a youth group leader, you could include a pastor or a priest or whomever it is that that you are affiliated with that can reference your character and who you are. So you need to get those references locked down by the time that we turn in this final resume. But here is a very, very cool site. So if you have all this information, you know all this stuff, but you're just not quite sure what format you need to use, awesome resource right here called livecareer.com/resume/builder. So what this does, and I'm going to walk you through this here really quickly. So if you click on build my resume, it's going to walk you through step by step how it will basically create a resume for you. So how long have you been working? I imagine that 95% of you have been working 0 to 3 years. And yes, you are a student. So it's going to pull up a number of different templates that allow you to see how you want to organize the information. I would recommend you've got a couple of different options over here, or you can just go to all and it's going to list even more. So you can look at all these different formats and figure out what you think makes the most sense to you, what looks the nicest. I would recommend doing something when you do pick these, you'll have options to pick what color you would like. I would recommend that you stick to grayscale. Something you can use darker and lighter shades. Like for instance, if you look at this, this selection over here, you can pick blues and all kinds of crazy colors. I would recommend that you stick with grays, that you're going to stay with your grayscale stuff. So darker and lighter is fine, but when you start throwing colors in there, then you start to get a little weird and out there, and you're not good. That's not going to appeal to everybody. Lots and lots of different options here. So then you're going to start to fill in all of your information once you select a template, and you can start to plug in the information that that is going to be included in here. So that's going to at least get you started. It's going to give you some options on what resumes should look like, what different options are. As far as you're going to see a lot of the same tips and tricks and things that we talked about in the presentation on Friday included in a lot of these templates, and you can use those there. So that link is attached to this assignment, but you need to have a rough draft of your resume turned in by the end of class tomorrow. I'm only asking for a rough draft, but you have all class time today. You got a half an hour still in class today, and then you have all class period tomorrow. But by the end of class tomorrow at 9:30, I want to see a rough draft of what you started on your resume. So I can give you some tips and tricks and where you need to go, whether your layout works, whether you've included the information that you need to. That's what I want to see by Tuesday, so that then you can make some of those edits on Wednesday and Thursday, and we'll have this thing turned in by the end of the day on Thursday, and then Friday we'll move into a different section. So you're going to have a few days to work on this, but I want to make sure that you are actually doing something. So you need to have a rough draft of your resume turned in this assignment by tomorrow. So with that, if you are on a leadership team or a leadership skills contest, if you are doing some Parley Pro stuff, good for you. Make sure that that stuff is active and turned in and you're getting your work done for those. If you are on this career path, make sure that I have a rough draft of your resume by tomorrow at the end of class. If you have any questions, as always, email me. We will plan to touch base with all of you and see you back here in class tomorrow. Have a great day.